Welcome to History Explained, where we illuminate the past to better understand our present. I'm your guide to your daily journey through the past to empower the future. Today is Sunday, July 20th, 2025. As we do every Sunday, we're exploring a revolutionary innovation that has fundamentally changed how humans organize their lives and understand the world around them. Today, we turn our attention to the mechanical clock, an invention that revolutionized humanity's relationship with time itself. From its origins in medieval monasteries to its role in enabling the Industrial Revolution, the mechanical clock represents one of history's most profound technological achievements, fundamentally altering how we structure society, work, and daily life. What makes the mechanical clock particularly fascinating is how it transformed time from a natural, cyclical phenomenon tied to the sun and seasons into a precise, artificial construct that could be measured, divided, and controlled. This shift in temporal consciousness had profound implications for commerce, labor, science, and human psychology that continue to shape our modern world. So let's explore the development of this transformative technology, examining its medieval origins, the engineering innovations that made precise timekeeping possible, its revolutionary impact on society and economy, and how it laid the foundation for our modern relationship with time. The story of the mechanical clock begins in medieval Europe, where the need for precise time measurement emerged from the rhythms of monastic life. Christian monasteries operated according to strict schedules of prayer, with services required at specific times throughout the day and night. Initially, monks relied on sundials, water clocks, and candle clocks, but these methods were imprecise and unreliable, particularly during cloudy weather or winter months. The earliest mechanical clocks appeared in European monasteries during the late 13th century, though no complete examples survive from this period. These primitive devices were driven by weights suspended from ropes or chains, with their descent regulated by an early form of escapement mechanism that controlled the release of energy in measured intervals. The key breakthrough was the invention of the verge escapement, probably developed sometime between 1280 and 1300. This mechanism used a vertical rod with pallets that alternately caught and released the teeth of a crown wheel, creating the characteristic tick-tock sound that would become synonymous with mechanical timekeeping. The escapement was the heart of the mechanical clock, transforming the steady pull of gravity into measured, rhythmic intervals. Early mechanical clocks were massive, room-sized installations that required constant maintenance by skilled craftsmen. They were extremely expensive to construct and maintain, limiting their use to wealthy monasteries, cathedrals, and later, city governments. These early clocks often lacked minute hands and sometimes even hour markings, indicating time only by striking bells at canonical hours. The first public mechanical clock of which we have detailed records was installed in the campanile of the Church of San Gottardo in Milan in 1335. This clock struck the hours and was visible to the city's inhabitants, marking an important transition from private monastic timekeeping to public temporal regulation. England's first public clock was installed at Salisbury Cathedral around 1386, and it still operates today, making it possibly the world's oldest working mechanical clock. These early public clocks served both practical and symbolic functions, demonstrating a community's wealth and technological sophistication while providing standardized time for urban activities. The 14th and 15th centuries saw gradual improvements in clock mechanisms and accuracy. The introduction of the foliate balance, a horizontal bar that oscillated back and forth, helped regulate the escapement's rhythm. Clockmakers developed better gear systems and learned to work with increasingly precise tolerances, though even the best clocks of this period gained or lost several minutes per day. During this period, clockmaking became a recognized craft with its own guild structures. Master clockmakers guarded their technical secrets while training apprentices in the complex skills required to create these intricate mechanisms. The trade required knowledge of metallurgy, gear cutting, and mechanical engineering that pushed the boundaries of medieval technology. The Renaissance brought significant advances in both clockmaking technology and scientific understanding of timekeeping. Italian and German clockmakers led these developments, creating smaller, more accurate mechanisms that could be housed in wooden cases and placed in private homes, though only the wealthy could afford such luxury items. A revolutionary development came in 1510 when Peter Henlein of Nuremberg created the first portable timepiece, using a mainspring instead of weights to power the mechanism. This innovation led to the development of pocket watches and eventually wristwatches, democratizing access to personal timekeeping. The most significant breakthrough in mechanical timekeeping accuracy came in 1656 when Dutch scientist Christiaan Huygens applied the pendulum to clock regulation. Huygens had studied Galileo's observations about pendulum motion and realized that a pendulum's period depends only on its length, not the amplitude of its swing, making it an ideal regulator for clockwork. Pendulum clocks immediately improved timekeeping accuracy from minutes per day to seconds per day, representing a 100-fold improvement in precision. This advance made possible more sophisticated scientific experiments and navigation techniques while enabling the precise coordination of activities that would become essential for industrial production. The Langkeyser grandfather clock, developed in the 1670s, became the standard household timekeeper for those who could afford it. These clocks combined the accuracy of pendulum regulation with protection from air currents and dust, maintaining time within seconds per day and requiring winding only once a week. Meanwhile, the scientific revolution was creating new demands for precise time measurement. Astronomers needed accurate clocks to time celestial observations, while the emerging science of physics required precise measurement of motion and change. The mechanical clock became an essential scientific instrument, enabling discoveries that would have been impossible with earlier timekeeping methods. The 18th century brought the challenge of marine chronometry, as accurate timekeeping became crucial for determining longitude at sea. John Harrison's marine chronometers, developed between 1730 and 1760, solved this problem by maintaining accurate time despite the motion, temperature changes, and humidity of ocean voyages. This achievement revolutionized navigation and made safer, more efficient sea travel possible. The Industrial Revolution both depended on and accelerated the development of precise timekeeping. Factory production required workers to arrive and leave at specific times, creating the need for widespread access to accurate clocks. The coordination of railroad schedules demanded unprecedented precision in timekeeping across large geographic areas. Clock manufacturing itself became industrialized, with companies like the American Clock Company and later Timex producing affordable timepieces for mass markets. The development of interchangeable parts and assembly line production methods made clocks accessible to working-class families for the first time. The social impact of mechanical timekeeping was profound and multifaceted. Before clocks, most people organized their days around natural rhythms, sunrise and sunset, seasonal changes, and agricultural cycles. The mechanical clock imposed artificial temporal divisions that gradually restructured human experience around abstract, mathematical time. Work patterns changed dramatically as employers could now measure and control workers' time precisely. The concept of time theft, workers not providing their full contracted hours, became possible only with accurate timekeeping. This shift contributed to the alienation of workers from their labor that would become a central concern of industrial society. Educational institutions adopted clock-based schedules, dividing learning into standardized periods and creating the familiar rhythm of school bells that still governs education today. This temporal standardization helped prepare students for industrial work patterns while imposing new forms of discipline and control. The mechanical clock also transformed religious practice, as church services could be scheduled at precise times rather than following traditional seasonal rhythms. This change contributed to the secularization of time, as temporal organization became increasingly divorced from religious and natural cycles. Urban life was fundamentally altered by public clocks and standardized time. Cities could coordinate activities more efficiently, from market opening hours to public transportation schedules. The famous saying, "Time is money," reflected the new economic reality where temporal precision directly affected productivity and profit. The development of standardized time zones in the 19th century represented the triumph of mechanical time over natural time. Railroad companies needed coordinated schedules across vast distances, leading to the adoption of standardized time that ignored local solar variations. This artificial temporal organization became so naturalized that we rarely question its arbitrary nature. Scientific advancement accelerated as researchers could make precise measurements of natural phenomena. The mechanical clock enabled the development of more sophisticated experimental methods while supporting the mathematical approach to natural philosophy that characterized the scientific revolution. The psychological impact of mechanical timekeeping was equally significant. Humans developed new forms of temporal anxiety as they became increasingly aware of time's passage and the need to use it efficiently. The clock created a quantitative approach to time that emphasized productivity and efficiency over contemplation and natural rhythms. Different cultures adapted to mechanical timekeeping in various ways, with some embracing its precision and others resisting its artificial constraints. The global spread of mechanical clocks accompanied European expansion and colonization, imposing Western temporal concepts on societies with different relationships to time. The mechanical clock also influenced artistic and intellectual development. Literature began exploring themes of temporal precision and the human relationship to measured time. Scientific thinking increasingly emphasized quantification and mathematical relationships, partly enabled by precise temporal measurement. By the 20th century, mechanical clocks had become so integrated into daily life that their absence was unthinkable. The development of electric clocks, and later electronic and atomic clocks, built upon the foundation established by mechanical timekeeping while achieving even greater precision. Today, we live in a world where precise timekeeping is ubiquitous and largely invisible. Our smartphones display time to the second, synchronized with atomic clocks that maintain accuracy to billionths of a second. Global positioning systems, financial markets, and communication networks all depend on temporal precision that originated with medieval clockmakers. The mechanical clock's influence extends far beyond simple time measurement. It established the conceptual framework for precision engineering and mass production that enabled the Industrial Revolution. The principles of regulated mechanical motion pioneered by clockmakers influenced everything from steam engines to modern manufacturing equipment. More fundamentally, the mechanical clock transformed human consciousness about time itself. We now think of time as a measurable resource that can be saved, wasted, or invested. This temporal commodification shapes how we organize work, leisure, and social relationships in ways that would have been incomprehensible to pre-clock societies. The development of mechanical timekeeping also demonstrates how technological innovation can have unintended consequences. Clock inventors sought to solve practical problems of scheduling and coordination, but their success created new forms of social control and temporal anxiety that continue to influence modern life. As we move into an era of increasingly precise atomic timekeeping and global temporal synchronization, the mechanical clock's legacy remains visible in our daily routines, work patterns, and social institutions. The next time you hear a clock's tick-tock or check the time on your phone, remember that you're participating in a temporal revolution that began in medieval monasteries and continues to shape human experience today. The mechanical clock stands as one of humanity's most influential inventions, demonstrating how seemingly simple technological innovations can transform entire civilizations. Its development illustrates the complex relationship between technology and society, showing how tools designed to solve specific problems can ultimately reshape human consciousness and social organization. Thank you for joining us for this exploration of the mechanical clock's development and impact. Tomorrow, we'll be back with our This Day in History episode where we'll be examining the significant events that occurred on July 21st throughout history. If you enjoyed this journey through history, please like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an episode. We'd also love to hear your thoughts. How do you think mechanical timekeeping has influenced your own daily life and relationship with time? Let us know in the comments section below. For our members, this Sunday we'll have a special roundup of technological developments from the past week with additional historical context and analysis. We'll explore how current innovations connect to the longer history of human invention and discovery we've been examining in this series. Until next time, I'm your guide for History Explained, where we believe that understanding yesterday is the key to navigating tomorrow.